Billionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast, man. Yo, today we got a few things we're gonna talk about, man. Obviously, right now, everybody is talking about Charlie Kirk, this whole situation. So this is just, we gotta keep it going, man. But before we start, man, because I want to get straight into it, man, make sure you like, share, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. I truly do appreciate all the subscribes I've been getting and the love I've been getting. Like, it's really dope, man. Just to see, I just had a goal to start this in June, and I started it, and now, I'm seeing results, man, and that's like really dope, So today, man, we're gonna talk about obviously Charlie Kirk, and then we're gonna end it with showing I wanted to show yesterday, but it was so much going on, but with the Charlie Kirk situation. But I wanted to give props to my guy Bud Crawford, man, just making history and being just a dope boxer for the sport. I really love sports in general. I love basketball, football, boxing, MMA. Like, obviously I'm not well versed in MMA, but boxing I know a little bit, football, basketball, but I feel like the boxing sport has definitely took a decline, and this Canelo and Bud Crawford fight was needed for the sport, and it was really dope, and I just really fuck with Bud Crawford, man. But we're gonna get into that at the end of the show. So it's been a lot of it's been a whole lot of stuff coming out surrounding this Charlie Kirk situation. Good, bad, ugly, just a little bit of everything, man. It's just crazy, man. You got students. I can't even play everything, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But you got students getting expelled, and you got teachers getting fired, all types of people. Like, at this point, I think it's like a few thousand or something people who've gotten fired over this. This right here, bro, it's like, it's sad, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, bro, when it comes to anybody, and this goes for anybody, right? You're not going to agree. I don't agree. I watch Officer Tatum. I watch Charlie Kirk. I watch Candace Owens. I watch Joe Rogan. I watch a lot of different podcasters. This is what it is. Nobody really watch cable no more, bro, to be honest. Only thing I watch on cable is football. You know what I mean? And even that's on Netflix and YouTube and all of that now, because that's the new wave. You feel me? It is what it is. But my whole thing is this. I don't agree with everything Officer Tatum says. I didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk says when talking about different things. Even with the black culture, right? I didn't agree with every single thing that, Charlie Kirk said, or Officer Tatum, or many other people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, who tune in with me don't agree with every single thing I say, right? And that's fine. Like, that's the dope part about doing podcasting and being an influencer, but when it comes down to, for me, when talking about Charlie Kirk, like I said in my last video, I just didn't see anything with Charlie Kirk where it made me feel like, he was just a bad person in general. You know what I mean? Or he meant ill will towards any specific group of people. Like, I just haven't seen it, And Anton Daniels put it perfectly in a post that he made. I might have said this yesterday, but he brought this up and he said, I was digging, I was searching and looking. I couldn't find anything. I went down this rabbit hole trying to find all of this hateful rhetoric that everybody is talking about, but I can't find it. So send it to me, right? Now, like I said, I didn't, when it comes to, he's Christian, I'm not. Officer Tatum, Christian, I'm not. A lot of these guys are Christian, I'm not. So even though from a religious aspect, I may not agree with them, that's fine. You're entitled to believe in whatever you want to believe in. But to just put hate on somebody like they just, and then you got people like, bro, you putting your life on the line for what, bro? Like, for what? That's my whole thing. Like, like you're putting your career, people put their careers on the line, bro. And this is what I understand, bro. You listen, bro. Social media, like people put everything on social media, bro. I don't understand it. Like my thing is, bro, everything doesn't have to be announced to the world, bro. Like, I don't announce every single thing that's going on in my life on social media. I just don't. Because for one, it's not safe to do that. But number two, it's just nobody's business every detail of my life. And like, even if people felt this way, right, and we're happy, bro, the just the climate in which these type of things, like just what it's causing. So it's not surprising that people are getting fired. And they'll sit there and say, oh, cancel culture, you're trying to cancel people. And bro, you did it to yourself. At the end of the day, if your employer, if you make a post and you work for a company and your company doesn't approve of something that you posted, like most of the things that people were posting about Charlie Kirk celebrating, him getting assassinated, it's not surprising that your job fired you, bro. And then people up at these schools, like, it's so like, I watch some of these videos, right? And all I be thinking in my, like, mind is like, yo, bro, the brainwashing is real, bro. It's real. It's insane to me. Like, you have people popping up at Trump's, he had like a dinner recently or something he had, and just like people in there, like, calling him a Nazi. Like, it's like, bruh, come on, bro. At some point, bro, people just gotta wake up, bro. The shit, you listen, bro, you've been bamboozled. It's just like the black community, right? I tell people all the time, bro, we've been bamboozled, bro. We've been hoodwinked, bro. It is what it is. Malcolm X warned us. He told us. He told you. I showed a video. I showed a clip. Go back. It's one of the first videos I did. I showed an interview that Malcolm X had, and he told you the worst people are liberal. He told you this. He told you this. You know what I mean? He said they're the ones that are smiling in your face. He said they're the worst kinds of people. They were talking about Democrats, bro. So when people, it's just, listen, bro. We've been lied to, bro. We've been lied to. People out here fighting for shit that just don't even make sense, bro, at this point. When people be talking about reparations and slavery and all that, like, bro, you cannot relate. I cannot relate to what Harriet Tubman and Kunta Kinte and all of these, Emmett Till. I cannot relate to them. I'm not saying that I don't know my history or I don't, like I'm downplaying it like it doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying people talk as if they can relate to slavery, Jim Crow. You cannot relate to it, bro. You're not going through not even 1% of what people went through in this country that look like you back in the 50s, 60s, and before that. You just not, bro. It's just a fact, But the stuff that you got all these people putting their careers on the line, putting your education on the line. For what, bro? It's stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But anyway, man, I want to get into two videos. So Cash Patel was on Fox, and he was He was basically giving some updates on everything that, like, I guess, just evidence and everything that they've been finding. I've been seeing a lot of videos, and I seen this one video. I didn't want to play. I wanted to, but I'm not going to play it because he actually showed the shooting. But he was like a guy. I guess he had hella weapons behind him. So I'm guessing he's some type of military. He got some type of military background or something. But he was talking about. He actually did a video, I'm assuming it was before they caught the guy too. And he was breaking down like the shot, and he said that Charlie Kirk had like some type of vest on or something, like a metal plate or something, I guess for protection. And he said that he showed it, and it looked like it like ricocheted. And the reason why I'm even saying this is because the video after this is Officer Tatum, and he was kind of, I guess a lot of people are doing the same thing they did with Trump, saying that it was a stage thing, and he, we're going to get into it, man. I try not to watch the whole videos because I want to react to them, but I seen a little bit of it, and that was basically what the video was around. But let's get into this Cash Patel joint because he was kind of going into evidence and just different things. He's the director of the FBI, so he was going into different things about what's going on with this whole case.
He has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating.
Hold on, my bad. Oh shit, my bad.
But all the people around him are cooperating. We can confirm that his roommate was indeed a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female, and that he is cooperating with authorities.
A Fox News alert. Charlie Kirk's murder suspect refusing to cooperate as the FBI discovers new details about his dark digital footprint before he makes his first court appearance tomorrow.
All right, FBI Director Cash Patel joins us.
Hold on, you heard what she said. Digital footprint. If you know what a digital footprint is, that's basically digital, online, all of that. They can, bro, these people have technology to go and look into your life. You think you delete shit and you think that, they can't recover it, bro. You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I said, bro, this is going to be a lot of people's downfall, bro. Technology, social media, all of this. Look at all the people, bro. Over 1,000 people fired. Quick, gone. You're done. And think about that, bro. Bro, that's going to affect you. Because you got to say why you got fired from your previous job. Yeah, like people putting all this on the line, bro, it just blows my mind how dedicated people are to a party, bro. Like, really think about it, bro. These people have manipulated people to the point where these people are willing to go to the grave for a party, for a Democratic party, for a Republican party. It's wild to me, bro. Listen, bro. I may talk about politics. I may talk about different things, bro, but I can give two shits about a Republican or a Democratic party, bro. I don't give two shits about it at all, bro. I care about me, my family, working, getting to a bag. I care about that type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? This is stuff to talk about, to have conversation about, but the lengths that people are going to for this is wild to me, bro. And on top of that, bro, you've been lied to. You've been lied to, bro. You've been lied to. You've been duped. We've been duped. I've been duped. Mind you, I would consider myself at some point to be I voted for Obama. I was a Democrat, I guess. I never was like, I'm a Democrat. Like, I never said them words before, but I voted for Obama. He was the first person I ever voted for. I used to call Trump a racist. I didn't even know if he really was or not. I just seen everybody else doing it. Regular follower shit. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this, bro. You're putting everything on the line for what? Now people, bro, you can't pay your rent next month. You can't pay your bills. All because of what? Stupid. You dummy. You big goof. Look at you see that black girl? I don't even think they're going to show it in this, what's the name clip, but all of this stuff, she's really, like, bro, you had to see the video, bro. Go watch the chick from, I think, Texas A&M or Texas. She went to a Texas college, a big college. You just got expelled from a great college. You just pretty much ruined your education. Bro, you got that much hate in your heart for white people? That's wild to me, bro. Like, that's wild, bro. I don't get it. Dummy.
Now, I can't imagine,
Big
Mr.
stupid.
Director, how busy you've been, especially Charlie Kirk isn't just a impactful person, he's your friend. So I understand that. But having said that, people are looking to you to find out is how big this investigation is going to be. Can you tell us the latest?
Absolutely. It's so good to be with you. And you're right. My personal feelings and relationship with Charlie, I have a job to do for the American people, and I'm committed to do it for President Trump. We flexed all resources the FBI had and surged multiple air assets as soon as this shooting occurred. We were cycling in agents, evidence response technicians, hostage rescue technicians, and special operators in and out of Utah, cycling evidence back and forth on these FBI planes as soon as we could so that there was no delay. And what we did once I got there, along with the deputy on the ground around 5 p.m. local on September 11th, was walk the entire crime scene, including the foots the suspect himself took. And what we learned was there was evidence, DNA evidence that could be collected and had been collected, including a screwdriver that was found on the rooftop. Also, we went over to the scene in the wooded area where the firearm was discarded. And the firearm had a towel wrapped around it. It's important. I'll get back to that later. I even walked into the wooded area in the ravine, so I knew from my investigative experience what I could bring to the table and what decisions I needed to make. And having the support of President Trump and the full support of the White House was what we needed for these resources to happen. And I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
So, Mr. Director, that is vital. That is breaking news and vital information, because now you have the casings for the gun. So you connect the gun. Now you got his DNA on it. That's huge. But I also want to get to another part of
I just got to interrupt. Sorry. We're in the towel found on
That
scene.
is important clarification, Mr. Director. I want to get to the 20 members in that group chat. Have they been brought in for questioning? And the group chat that from our reporting that we're hearing is from after the assassination. Do you have the messages from before the assassination?
Well, let me take a step back and tell you what we were doing while we were there and how we were led to the suspect so that this all fits into the puzzle. As soon as we learned of the shooting, we were able to, I think Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 local time on September 10th. By 12:39 p.m. local time, FBI assets were on scene securing the scene. We then launched at 10 a.m. the next day the first images of the suspect. Myself and the deputy arrived at 5 p.m. local time on September 11th. And then what we did was decided to have a press conference at 8 p.m. local, where we issued for the first time.
Bro, look how fast. You see how fast the motherfuckers found this dude? Bro, dummy. Big stupid.
FBI obtained video footage that we seized from the security camera surveillance system and new images, enhanced images, I decided to release immediately to the public because we were working with the public and the media to find this killer. Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening and the enhanced photos and identified the suspect. That's how fast the FBI was working to put out information in real time. And for comparative sake, the Boston bombing, the FBI didn't release images for 3 days. We know we didn't have 3 days. I made an executive decision on an investigative and operational need, and it turned out to be the right move because the men and women of the FBI said that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, we knew when that video was released, we said it here on Fox and Friends, someone's going to recognize this person because someone was friends with him, his family, someone knows this guy. Those images were crystal clear. Tell us what you know about his background, his childhood.
And on top of that, bro, you got to understand something. This guy ain't never do nothing like this before. So, you're going to make a lot of mistakes because you're not a criminal. you're not thinking. Maybe this dude wanted to get caught. Who knows what this guy wanted to do? You know, some people, bro, are just they just, you know, they sick. It is what it is, you know. But I don't know if he thought maybe he was gonna get away with this, but dog, there's literally cameras on every block, everywhere. You were gonna get caught, bro. Technology is too advanced, bro.
Childhood, his father who had to turn him in.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore the last question. Going back to the group chats real quick, there's more than 20 individuals. But this is a great point. I want to lay out how this works. People think we can just get in these group chats and immediately find out who is in them. We, the FBI, are the investigatory body supporting multiple prosecutions and ongoing investigations. And that's another point. Our investigation at the FBI is ongoing. And there are scores of people in this Discord chat room. But we have to effectuate legal process. We have to go out there with search warrants so that if prosecutors want to later use this evidence, it's not tainted by being illegally obtained. We, the FBI, are running the investigation pointedly on the Discord chat group. There are scores of individuals that are going to be spoken to. There are also lots of family members and friends that have already been spoken to. And one more point on forensics. We were able to obtain in record time the text message chain between the suspect and his live-in partner, as well as other critical cellular information from our CAS team that analyzes cell phone data towers in the area to pinpoint the locations of the suspect and other individuals he was speaking with. This is critical information that the FBI processed and got to prosecutors so they can lawfully use it in a court of law. And our investigation, our interviews continue, but we've learned some shocking things when we spoke to his family and friends as well.
You want to share them? Those shocking things?
Sure. And my job as FBI director is not to speak to motive, is to speak to the facts. And that's what I'm going to do. His family has collectively told investigators that he subscribed to left-wing ideology, and even more so in these last couple of years. And he had a text message exchange, he the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for.
And he said the last couple of years, so it didn't even take long for this guy to be, you know, brainwashed. This is how powerful, you know, yo, bro, words are powerful, bro. Like, we don't really think about it because, you know, obviously we use them every day, all day. But you be surprised, bro. Like, there's, you know, people who started cults and all types of shit, you know, off of words. You got pastors who are taking advantage of the poor off of words. You know, words are powerful. These people, and then everybody doesn't think the same. As we know, you know, as we know, people don't take in information the same. So this guy was, you know, seeing all of these things, like I said about the Nazi thing, like people, yo, if you really say like Trump is a Nazi and these people are white, like, bro, you obviously don't think rationally at all, because it's not even nowhere near that at all. Like, so it's just crazy how fast people can be, you know, brainwashed and manipulated, man. And yo, I seen real quick, Candace Owens. She was live. She's live, I believe, right now, actually. And she was I just clicked on it real quick. And she was talking about Charlie Kirk. And she was talking about how to basically celebrate him or whatever the case may be. But she was talking, and she made a statement, and she said that, you know, parents should take their kids out of schools, all across America type shit. Like, she live out this. I think she's still live right now. But like, that's a powerful statement to make. But like, think about it though. It's kind of true though. Like, do you feel safe taking your kids to school? All these school shootings, all the propaganda in the schools. They trying to teach your kids that, you know, men can be women, women can be men. Just putting pride flags in the classrooms. Just all things that have nothing to do with your kids getting an education. Most people, bro, work, you know, watch the news here and there, get a little information, talk about it at work. Most motherfuckers living their life, bro. They out here living their life, and that's all they want to do. They want to live their life, and that's it. They don't want to. They don't want to have to worry about when their kids go to school, are they being indoctrinated? But because that's what's happening. That's what's happening in a lot of these colleges right now. And unfortunately, in these high schools and middle schools too, you know, and I've seen it firsthand. And that's what they want to do because they know that's where that, because listen, they're trying to program the next generation and push their agenda across. So it's crazy. All right, let me play this one.
Those are factually accurate investigatory findings by the FBI that we've handed over to the local authorities and the federal authorities to make their prosecutorial decisions. But I believe in this instance of such public importance, the public has a right to know. And I've told you I'm committed to transparency, and that's what I'm doing here today.
Why didn't that person that he was talking to, why didn't that person say something?
You know, our investigation is ongoing.
Too.
That's a great question, and we don't have an answer on that just yet.
But Mr. Director, you're right. Your job is not to speak to ideology, but you do have the BAU, the Behavior Analysis Unit, that are there. And my sources, people that are within the Bureau and outside that used to be FBI, tell me that the BAU has been encouraged not to tackle the transgender issue from an ideology standpoint. Have you heard that? Are you tackling that? I know you've only been there recently. But you can't have a political slant saying we're not going to attack different political ideologies because it's going to offend someone.
You're absolutely right, and that's why me and the deputy have been quarterbacking this investigation ourselves. There is no one at the FBI that is going to politicize this investigation. There's no one at Quantico or anywhere else that is going to say we are not looking at X or Y. We are looking at the facts, and that is why we are releasing the facts in record fashion. If you go back and look at historical cases like Luigi Mangione and the Boston bombing, how long did it take the Bureau to release information to the public? We're not doing that. Those two manhunts took 5 days, and they happened in downtown major metropolises. We apprehended our suspect in 33 hours because we were transparent and open with the American public, and we're going to continue to do that. So anyone that thinks that the FBI is not on top of its game and that me and the deputy and everybody in leadership in our Salt Lake City field office in Quantico is doing anything politically, I'm not having it. And if you've heard anything else about it, they are lying to you. We're on it.
That's why it's so important that you came on, and we're thrilled you are. A couple other things. I have 2 quick questions. One, is it true what the governor said yesterday that he had a written note that you're looking into now prior to the assassination? Did he have a note? And the other one question is, the person that was texting with him about I have a shot at taking out Charlie Kirk, can that person be charged?
So I'll take those in reverse. The charging decisions are up to our great partners at the Department of Justice and the Attorney General, who have been wonderful providing resources during this entire process, and we'll let them speak to any charging decisions. But we, the FBI, are investigating. As I said, our investigation is ongoing. We're interviewing dozens and dozens of suspects, subjects, witnesses, and the like, and continuing to examine forensic information, including cell phone data and DNA analyses. And once we make those findings handed over to our partners, as we're doing in real time, they'll make those decisions. And I'm sorry, Brian, I forgot your other question.
I wonder what's going on with that whole thing I made a video on where Alex Jones came out with the L.A. Times. And not just Alex Jones, he got the information, I believe, from that video that the female posted when she happened to look up this Charlie Kirk situation and seen that the L.A. Times and the New York Times posted 19 hours ago about the situation. So I'm not hearing anything about this. I wonder if they're going to ask him about that because, like, that's big. You know, you're saying that you're talking about, you know, him and people he was talking to. And what about the L.A. Times and the New York Times? What about the female who wrote the book that he published the day before the event, before he had this event in Utah? So I want to know more about that.
Did he write a written note before the assassination attempt? That's what the governor said yesterday. And what did that say? If you could.
So what I'm able to say, I'm sorry. So what I'm able to say is I addressed it partially earlier, is that the written note, we believe, what did exist, and we have evidence to show what was in that note, which is, and I'm going to summarize, basically saying, the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
So, Mr. Director, I'm curious.
So
there has been some criticism, so I appreciate you coming on our program and discussing it with our audience. Can you tell us what was happening on the ground? Apparently, according to sources, you weren't getting some information, you requested photos, and you were being stonewalled. Now, I think it's important to note, there's always some sort of tension between local cops on the ground and the feds. They want to handle their own investigation, but of course, with an investigation of this magnitude, you have to step in, you have the resources. But can you explain, was it the local field office, was it the state police? What was going on?
So the local authorities have been fantastic.
Okay.
The local sheriff, the state PD have been wonderful. And any investigation, as you hinted to, of this magnitude has so many people in it because I'd made the decision to search so many resources. And to get the information up to me was of the utmost priority. So I worked with my team to say, hey, there's not going to be any delays. We're not going to do it the way we normally do things. So the only thing that people were doing at the FBI was how they knew how to do things. I had to expedite that process. That's my job. That's what I thought this case deserved. And that's what this case was rightly calling for. So I made the tough calls. But I wasn't critical of anyone in particular. I just said, we got to move faster. And that was my call to make. And if there's any criticism there, you can put it right here.
Who wasn't giving you information, Director? Who wasn't giving you the photos when you requested them quickly and it didn't make it to you? Who denied that order?
It's not a denial of the order, just to clarify. I'm glad we're talking about this. The photos were produced. They just weren't produced in a timely fashion that I felt was appropriate for an investigation of this magnitude. So I came in and I accelerated that process.
So in the 24 hours after, when we were still looking for the guy, I know you posted that we got him. And that ended up not being true. You took some incoming because of that. What led to you posting that? Why did you feel so certain about it? And what do you have to say about the criticism?
No, I appreciate this opportunity. Look, as I stated, I was being transparent with working with the public on our findings as I had them. I stated in that message that we had a subject and that we were going to interview him, and we did, and he was released. The job of the FBI is not just to manhunt the actual suspect who did the killing or suspects, but it's also to eliminate targets and eliminate subjects who are not involved in the process, and that's what we were doing. Could I have worded it a little better in the heat of the moment? Sure. But do I regret putting it out? Absolutely not. I was telling the world what the FBI was doing as we were doing, and I'm continuing to do that, and I challenge anyone out there to find a director that has been more transparent and more willing to work the media on high-profile cases, or any case the FBI is handling, than we have been under my leadership.
Just follow, do you think that guy was part of the plot to distract you while this guy got away? Do you think there's any connection between two of those people that stood up and acted crazy at that moment?
Well, as it's now been publicly reported, these people, some of these people were taking claims for this horrific act of violence, and they had nothing to do with it. Others were working what we call a daisy chain analyses, and this is where the cell phone data dumps are so important.
Yeah, I seen a video where a guy said, hold on. Yo, is it choppy? The hell? Anyway, I seen a video where a guy posted that the guy that they arrested originally, He said that he said he was at the 9/11 event and like two other events that this guy was like there. So stuff like that to me is like weird. Like, what are you, like some type of like person that just, they call like, hey, we need you on the ground to act like, you're the guy. I don't know. It's weird. It was weird though. But you just seeing a lot of people like that trying to act like, just trying to throw them off or something. I don't know. It was weird. But hold on. Am I tripping? I'm trying to see if does this sound choppy? Like, am I going in and out? Cause I'm listening to it on my phone just to make sure the live is good. It's fine? Okay. All right, cool. All right, that's my bad. I don't know. I like to make sure that everything is running smooth. So it was I don't know, something was wrong with my phone, but it was my other phone, but it's good. Fuck it. Anyway, let's get back to this video, man. My bad.
We're seeing who talked to who, not just in chat groups. We're seeing who texted who was around who. We're using our geofencing capabilities to map out exactly where individuals were. And then we're also getting into their personal cell phone information to say, were you calling so-and-so? Were you texting so-and-so? And we know the suspect was communicating with folks. But as I've said, that cell phone tower information, you got to get it the right way, with search warrants, with lawful authority, so that our prosecutors can use it in court for whatever investigations they decide to prosecute.
Cash, he's not saying a word. He's not admitting it. Is he remorseful? And what happens to him? Does he get the death penalty?
Well, I'll let the state authorities speak to their prosecution, which is ongoing. As I think your summary is correct, based on my information that I have, he has not been cooperating in terms of interrogations with our law enforcement officials.
And Mr. Director, we always appreciate it because every time there's silence,
I want to see when they drop
theories
them.
pop up. Yeah. So we appreciate you coming out with us today and just telling people what you know.
Yeah, so that's the end of that. But yeah, I want to see them videos. I want to see them interrogations. Dude is a motherfucking nutball. And my whole thing is, it's a lot of people. Listen, bro, it was people that was at the event that was cheering, and hey, maybe they didn't know, maybe it just happened, and they was there because they was a Democrat or a liberal or whatever the case may be, and they just was like, oh shit, and they was just happy that it happened. Who knows? I don't know, but you seen the post that people it said Omar or something like that. Somebody posted saying something big is gonna happen tomorrow. So it's people that knew what was going on. It's people that knew what's going on, bro. So at the end of the day, it's like, my thing is, I want to know about the L.A. Times and the New York Times. I haven't heard it. He didn't bring that up. So this be the bullshit that I don't like, though, right? About politics, politicians, FBI, all this goofy shit. It's like, bro, you claiming you being transparent, but Alex Jones literally showed videos, proof that a book on Amazon was published the day before, that the New York and LA Times reported this story and called this story, predicted it, you could say, the day before it happened. But I don't hear him saying anything about it. Yeah, you talking about the suspect. Yeah, you saying he ain't cooperate. Okay, cool. You saying that You know, we're getting the digital footprint. We're getting text messages and people he was communicating with and all of this stuff. But what about that shit? I want to know about that because that's the bigger part. You know, this dude is a small fish. He's a small fish. He's a nobody. You know what I mean? He's just somebody who, you know, fucking weird and wanted to do some shit, wanted to feel important. You know, you'd be surprised, bro. People could commit, kill famous people and people who are popular. They do it. I don't know. They get. I guess they fucking. You know, they want to go down as the guy who took Charlie Kirk out. I guess and stuff like that. Just celebrities in general, weirdos. But I want to know the information about. Because, come on, the New York Times, the L.A. Times, a book was published. What do them people know who published this shit? That's what I want to know. You know, you already got this guy. You know, but this be the shit why people don't trust, you know, information that be coming out, man. Trying to be transparent, but, you know, I don't know, man. But let's get into this video with Officer Tatum. See what he was talking about.
When you watch the full video, the guy in the white shirt is nowhere near the guy in the black shirt. If you're facing Charlie this way, the guy in the white shirt is way over here and the guy in the black shirt is behind Charlie. They're not nowhere near each other. So to think that there's an iota of coordination between those two guys, it didn't happen. Second, if you are a person who's trying to shoot a man at 200 yards, you don't have time to look at a hand signal over here and make a shot over here. It's not happening. Now for the gentleman in the black, this is one of Charlie's guys. And it makes me so effing mad because you're disrespecting this man. Because y'all stupid and you want to push conspiracy theories. This man is literally just adjusting his sleeves because he got a shirt on that's tight, he got muscles, and he's just loosening up a little bit. That's all the man is doing is loosening his sleeves up like this. Like any normal person would do if he feel a little congested. It's probably a little warm out there. Charlie getting ready to talk for 3 hours. He just want to adjust his sleeves like this, and y'all think he giving a hand signal to a person to shoot Charlie. You should be a effing shame of yourself, man. This man can't sleep at night because he was there to protect Charlie, and it didn't happen. Now, I don't blame him because there was nothing he could do about it. But you can't tell a person that's there to protect you that there was nothing they can do. That man probably is not sleeping at night, every night. And you idiots are on the internet trying to make it into something out of nothing.
So, fun fact, I actually used to do private security for Charlie Kirk. Not for Charlie specifically, but for the company that Turning Point USA hires to do the security at these events. And of course, in true fashion, whenever a big death happens, there's lots of conspiracy theories that come out. I want to address a couple of them, just having been in close proximity with Charlie quite a few times. The first one is the whole blood bag thing. Like, dude, look at his shirt. You can see this black dot, and it looks like there's something under his shirt. This whole thing's fake. That's a blood bag.
Well, I wanted to say that a guy I seen that posted a video, he showed a plate that I guess guys like, you know, celebrities and stuff might wear, you know, if they're doing an event like this. And he actually, and I'm not going to show it because he actually shows Charlie getting shot. And I'm not, it's not malicious. He's just showing it for, you know, informational purposes or whatever. But he was showing, and you could see he zoomed in on when the shot hit. And you see the ricochet of the bullet because the plate was like steel or something. It was some type of metal, and he was saying that it ricocheted and hit the top of the plate. He said it ricocheted and hit the top of the plate, and the bullet went up. You know, so that's to basically say what he was saying. That was some information that I seen from another guy who was, this motherfucker somebody, Rambo 2.0 or some shit. He had hella fucking guns behind him. So he got some type of military background or something. And he definitely seemed like he knew what he was talking about. But he also showed the video evidence of the the bullet making contact and stuff like that. So, but I'm not gonna play it though. Maybe I'll get his channel, or maybe you guys, if you want to watch it, I guess you can go watch it yourself. But let's get back to it.
That bulge and that little black dot that you see on Charlie's shirt is not a blood bag. It is his microphone for his online viewers. He's got his own cameras going. He's got people watching online. That's a microphone for them to be able to hear what he's saying. The microphone that he holds in his hand is the one that is attached to the speakers so that the crowd can hear him. Also, that's just not how blood bags work. If the thing above his right chest was a blood bag and it exploded, you would have seen the blood flow from right there where the blood bag was. A blood bag on his right chest is not going to magically make blood squirt from the left side of his neck. That doesn't even make sense. So I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of force that comes with a gunshot. When he gets hit with that round, that black dot, the microphone, looks like it moves up to the left side of his neck, but that's not what's happening. The microphone, because of the force, flies off of his body, and then you can see the impact of where he actually gets hit with the round. And just due to the crappy nature of the cell phone video, the fact that it's extremely zoomed in and then it's slowed down after the fact, you don't really get to see the microphone fly off of his body frame by frame. And so it looks like that black dot is moving, but that's not what's happening. The other thing is like, oh, well, why wasn't he loaded into an ambulance? Why did it look like he was loaded into like a Secret Service vehicle? Those were just the vehicles that we used, and there's not ambulances just standing by at these events. And so we would have multiple routes planned out to multiple hospitals, and our job was, if a principal was injured, we got them to our vehicle and we got them out of there as fast as we could, because you can't wait on an ambulance in a situation like that. And then the last thing is like, oh, well, what about the ring? The ring like looks like it switches fingers. Charlie fiddled with his hinge ring all the time. It had a hinge on it where he could unhinge it and he can move it around and do whatever he wants. So again, frame by frame on a crappy, slowed down, zoomed in cell phone video, it looks really weird, but he played with that ring and moved it from finger to finger all the time. So I definitely agree there's some weird circumstances around his death, but stop over-analyzing the crappy cell phone video.
Quit being stupid. Nobody giving nobody hand signals when you're trying to shoot through a rifle. Play the clip real quick. This guy, pause it. This guy, this angle, it looks like he's close. He's nowhere near Charlie. I went back and looked at the video of Charlie facing Charlie, and this guy's, I think he's out of the tent over to the side. He's nowhere near Charlie. He's near the fence.
Yo, point being though, bro, it's just, I mean, hey, man, I guess you got to question everything. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, but, hey, what are y'all trying to say? That, Charlie Kirk is alive? When everybody clearly saw, what happened, like, unfortunately, Bro, people are... Yo, we living in some wicked times, man.
It's over there. If you see the fence and the thing. He's near the fence. Charlie's up under the tent.
Control, man. Seriously.
That guy's nowhere near Charlie. And you think he making hand signals to a sniper on a roof at 200 yards, and the guy's looking over here and then looking back over here.
That guy don't even
What would
look
the hand
that
signal say?
Yeah, I don't get that part.
I don't know what people think.
And then on top of that,
the spotter.
Hold on. Then on top of that, what would... My whole thing is, let's just say, for what? For what? He's going to be there he said it himself. He said, I'm going to be here for a couple of hours. He's going to be there for a couple of hours. This guy got a couple hours to take a shot. Why does he need you to signal? Why does he need you to signal to take the shot? I don't, that doesn't even make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, that's just dumb.
Don't make
it's
the
just
shot.
Common sense, to be honest.
The person who's shooting is the one that have to pull the trigger when they have the sight, not the spotter. And nobody's spotting from the point of contact. The spotter will be at binoculars up there with you. Mm-hmm. The person down there can't say it's go time. What? Yeah. Keep playing the clip because then they're gonna get to the sleeve thing. The guy just adjusted his sleeves. Play it. He just shook his arms out his sleeves so he can be ready to act and get in action. He just did this.
Yo,
and
bro,
you
people
and you
be
and you
stretching
effing
everything, bro.
fools are on the internet trying to push conspiracies. It just bothers me. Let me address this claim. Somebody came on the internet the other day and said, why would they don't really want to catch the shooter? Why would they pass it over to the FBI from local police? You gotta understand how to, before you ever say something like that, ladies and gentlemen, ask somebody that's in law enforcement. The campus police department probably have 20 officers. They have no capacity to do an investigation of this magnitude. They're campus police. That's the jurisdiction on campus. And you go outside of campus. What city are you in? Then what's the adjacent city? What cities are in the metropolitan area? That's why you need the FBI. They have jurisdiction across the United States of America. They have funding, technology, and they can coordinate an interstate effort.
And on top of that, like Charlie Kirk was friends with Donald Trump and, you know, J.D. Vance and stuff like that too. So like, of course they're going to.
And that's what they did. That's why when something happens locally, the federal government picks it up if it's a broader scale issue. Because the FBI have the capacity to get into Discord. They have all kinds of different abilities to access things that local municipalities don't. So you don't have to push a conspiracy theory. Slow down, wait for things to develop.
Yeah. I mean, everybody gonna do that, to be honest with you. That's just regular shit. Like, you can't listen, bro. I don't even like you know, people gonna make content. They gonna do what they do. Shit, let them do it. I don't give a fuck, you know. But you know, people. My thing is just all these people with, you know. I'm like, damn. I didn't know people hated Charlie Kirk that much. I'm like, damn. Like, you would have thought Donald Trump got hit. To be honest, like the way people was acting, I'm like, damn. I didn't know people hated this guy this much. Like, this is wild. You know, obviously he got the love too, but I'm like, damn. It's crazy. All over views, bro. That's wild, bro. Like, this dude, yo, he really got assassinated. Like a YouTuber. Like, that's what Charlie Kirk was. He was a YouTuber. A dude that, you know, he had the Turning Point USA thing where, you know, he had chapters and all of that stuff. Like, he had a business model or whatever, but he was a YouTuber. He went to campuses and he, you know, and then you got to think about that part of it too, right? In order to go to these colleges, he has to get approval from the colleges to come there. So the colleges approved him to come there to specifically debate liberals, right? And obviously you have supporters out there who wanted to watch and spectate and stuff like that, or maybe even have conversation also. But like, we say, right. And even when you watch them, it's like, listen, Officer Tatum has said things that I've disagreed with, but I still play his videos because I agree with some of the things he say. We're not going to agree with each other. We're not going to agree with every single thing. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like, black people get offended. Listen, I like talking about black people because I care about black people. I care about our culture. I care about us, like, getting up out of the barrel that we're in, and we're just, you know, everybody's just at the bottom of the barrel. Like, you know, and it's like, we got to get up out of there. And the only way we get up out of there is if we start changing the way we think. And when I heard, like, they may be, like, for instance, like, like, I've heard different people speak on black issues, right? And I disagree with some of the things because I know that, like, yes, in 2025, you have the same opportunities as everybody else, right? But also, you can't ignore, my whole thing is you can't ignore the conditions of the black inner city neighborhoods, right? And how they got that way, you know? And then you take welfare into consideration. Like welfare was literally put in place to get the black man out of the home because that was the only, you know what I mean? Like, so yes, there were systems that were put in place to affect, you know, black people. You know, my thing is this. I know that, you know, even though I went through the prison system, the jail system, different thing, I sold drugs, did drugs. I was an inner way nigga. You feel me? At one point in my life, but I have the brain capacity to say, yo, I don't want to be that person no more. I don't want to contribute to, you know, the negative black statistics. I want to be on the other side of the coin, you know? And that's why when I say something about the black community, it's coming from a real place. It's coming from a person who actually was that. You know what I'm saying? I represented that for years. So I know, like, our downfall, but don't get it fucked up. Don't think that I don't know the history of, you know, the culture, you know, how our culture is always being monopolized. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do, it gets taken. Like, think about it. Even with rap, right? There's a lot of rap that's obviously negative now, but back in the day, bro, you had the KRS Ones, you had the Public Enemies, you had a lot of music that wasn't, you know, like today, where it's like a lot of just popping perks and drill music and all just negative shit. It wasn't like that always. You know what I'm saying? And that's by design. You know what I'm saying? If you even had artists say that, like, you know, basically like, that's not what the record labels want to push and shit like that. This is why I say it's important for, you know, the only way to get up out of that is to build your own. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the biggest thing though is like we've been bamboozled for decades, bro. We've been lied to. So if you've been lied to for all these years, and at this point you know it, you just stupid. You just insane. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being honest. We just stupid. This is what it is. But the victim mentality is hurting the black community. It's just a fact. It's not even like nothing to talk about. It's not really a discussion. Even though all of the systemic things that have been put in place to hurt black people in inner cities all across America, at this point, doing it is insane. You know what I'm saying? It's like keep going to jail. I went to prison twice. I go a third time, bro. You're just a nut. You just a complete nut. You was already a nut, but now you just a whole fucking loser. You feel me? A complete loser. And that's how I feel. It's like, bro, you know that these things are put in place to affect us. So if at this point you're before you can claim you don't know, right? It's like anything. When you don't know. So that's your bad. You know, you didn't get the information, whatever the case may be. Understandable. But when you know that these institutions are negatively affecting you and have been for decades, at some point you got to blame yourself. You can't know, you know what I mean? They put it in place. They knew what it would do. It did it. It's still doing it, but we're still contributing to it. You got black people still out here kicking for, you know, all of these social programs that ain't doing, instead of pushing working hard, instead of pushing education, all the things that black people pushed back in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. These are all things that they pushed. Hard work, education. Black people were educated. Black people were getting money. They were lawyers, doctors. Now all we want to do is be rappers, drug dealers, fucking actors, entertainers. We just want to entertain people. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that, you know, like, we're the only culture that's really just stuck on that. You know, it's nothing wrong with you wanting to play ball. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to make music and things like that. But I'm just saying, like, is that the only thing we're good for? Is just entertaining people? Like, we don't think at some point we could be better than that? You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. I could talk about that shit all day, man. because like I said, I was a product of it, and I can talk about it. Fuck what you talking about? And I just want to see. I want to see our people do better. You know, I don't want to be the guy to criticize our people, but you know, and just that's it. You know what I mean? Like just like how you see a lot of guys doing with hold on. All right, yeah. So you see a lot of guys doing with these relationship podcasts and stuff like that. You like, you know, and I'm not trying to diss Fresh and Fit, but my thing was, yeah, it was cool because it was entertaining. It was, people laughed at it. It was funny. It was, you know, you was also giving a little bit of game here and there, but it's repetitive. After a while, people like, bro, it's the same thing. It was working for a little bit, but it was only so long before people would be like, all right, is there anything else? Like, are you going to do is just bring women that you know have this certain mindset? What about bringing women on that are actually, you know, housewives or, you know, truly independent, you know, really get into a bag legit and not because of OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring them women on so people can know what these women look like, what these women represent, how these women think. You know, it's another show, I forget what it's called, but they kind of do that. They got women up there who talk intelligent, who give you, you know, real game and real solutions. You know, women and men ask questions in the crowd, and they, you know, they be having some dope, I forget what it's called. But I like that because, like, yo, bro, you could criticize people, what's the solution? You know what I'm saying? What's the solution? And that's all of these things can be solved with real solutions, you know? But we just gotta do better. That's all, man. You know, we'll get into that another time, man. But I just wanted to shout out my guy. Shout out my guy, man. I'm in the show with this. Wanted to shout out my guy, Bud Crawford, man. He got that big W, man. Yo, you see it, man. Crawford, 3-time undisputed. God dang. Let's play this little short real quick.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances.
Looking to be friends.
Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happened too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
Stop playing with him, bro. Stop playing with him. Technician. Yo, shout out to Bud Crawford, bro. Like, and the reason why I love this so much for the sport is because, you know, and listen, I apologize because it's so random to go from Charlie Kirk to talking about boxing, right? But I wanted to talk about this, and, you know, it's been so much going on about this Charlie Kirk situation that, you know, it's kind of like trying to add this in is crazy, but I got to, because I got to show respect to my guy, because this type of mindset could change boxing, bro, because this is going to force, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not sure how serious that whole Tank thing is, but it looks like it is. But that shit is blowing my shit. You know, Tank fighting one of the Paul brothers, I don't even know which one, Jake, whatever, is weak, bro. I don't care how much money they're paying you or you're going to get paid. I understand. I'm not saying, you know, but you got paper and you could get paper from fighting real boxers. That nigga's not a real boxer, bro. He's not a real boxer, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can't even trust that the fight is a real fight. You know what I'm saying? We seen him bitching against Floyd, telling Floyd, yo, chill, bro. Just calm down a little bit. Like, you hitting me too hard. Like, big as hell, whole bitch. You know what I'm saying? You seen Mike Tyson biting his glove. And you could just tell, come on, bro. You seen Mike sparring and how agile, even at his age, how he was. Then he get in the ring and now he look like he fucking, holding a cane. Like, come on, bro, stop. These fights are for money, bro. So I'm not wasting my money watching neither one of them fight. I'm just not doing it. And if you do, you're stupid. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if Tank fighting them. I don't care. It's whack. It's weak for the culture. And you disrespect the sport. When he fought Tyson with his little intro coming out to the ring talking about he a pioneer for boxing. What? Bro, so disrespectful to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like it. YouTube, all that, get your money, respect it. I respect that you even, want to get in the ring. But dog, you gotta come on, bro. People been doing this. Bud, Canelo, these guys been doing this since kids, man. These guys went through the ranks. These guys went through, you know what I mean? And because you got a couple dollars and you can have you can have people come to the, watch the fight. Bro, you fucking up the sport. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This shit whack. And this is why this fight I love so much, because you got Canelo, dog, Bud, dog, super dog. And this is two fighters. Look, dog, he went up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. Bro. It's bro, I love Floyd. Forever to go in my eyes. Because I love his style of boxing. Bud is so unorthodox. Like, his style is crazy. Like I'll fuck with that shit. Like, he different, bro. He's just different, bro. He's a technician. And, like, he just a dog. I just love that, bro. I love somebody like that. Like, the way he just dominated, his class and said, you know what? I want to challenge myself. I'm going to go up 2 weight classes to fight the best. To fight Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, dog. And then he goes, right? And then he goes and then he does this. Hold on. Then he goes and does this. Ain't gotta play no more, man. Ain't gotta play no more, man. He's a fucking GOAT, man. Stop playing with him, man. He's a dog. I just love that, bro. I love that, bro, for this sport. Like, here, man. I mean, they mine, but I'm gonna let you hold on to him. You feel me? Like, man, I fuck with that nigga, bro. He's a fucking dog. Shout out to Bud Crawford, man. Getting that big W, man, the way he did, like, respect. And listen, man, listen, I knew for a fact, and I should call my mans right now, because I called the fight. I said it's going to go all 12, for sure. It's going to the end, because it's 2 dogs. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I knew Bud was going to win, because the way he fights is so... I can't even explain it. Unorthodox is definitely... I can't even say that, though, because he still got that, like, Philly shell type of... You know what I mean? So it's not really unorthodox, but the way he fight, I can't explain it, bro. It's different. It's different. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen him fight. You know what he did to Earl was... That was a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. He made Earl look like a little boy. And, shout out to Earl. I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm just saying. Like, it was that bad. Like, I'm just being honest. And it just goes to show you just how just much better he is. Just what it is, bro. I would have loved to see him and Floyd fight. Oh my God. That would have been the fight for the best fight ever, bro. And obviously, That would never happen, but that would have been so crazy. Because guess what? Bud would have fought Floyd Money Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? All of these guys out here, listen, I don't care what you say. I can only go off of what I see and what you do. And I would have rather seen Tank take the rematch with Roach than to fight one of the Paul brothers. Come on. You could have took a fight with Booch. You could have took a fight with fucking Shakur. I would have rather seen that than to see this. And honestly, I hope something happens where the fight don't happen, bro. I'm being honest, because I'm not gonna watch it anyway. But it's just weak for the culture, man. But shout out to my guy Bud. Shout out to Canelo, man. It was a hell of a fight. It definitely was official. I fought with it heavy, and yeah, man. Shout out to them, man. But yeah, man, that's the end of the video, man. A lot going on with this Charlie Kirk situation. There's going to be a lot coming out. I'm going to keep everybody updated on it. And it's crazy, man. This whole situation is wild. We got to do better, people. That's just all I want to say. We got to do better, bro. We got to do better, man. And I got to see, man. Cash Patel, fuck what you talking about with, I mean, listen, not fuck what you talking about, but I can respect you getting this evidence and locking this guy up and trying to get information. I need to know what's up with, I want to see, it's more people involved in this, dog. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that is bigger people involved in this. People want to, like, come on. Stop playing, man. You know what I'm saying? The Epstein thing, I can't really, I don't know. I can't attach myself too much to it because I've heard too much information on it where it's like, it's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, as far as like the left is only talking about it because they're like, I don't know. They're really just trying to make Donald Trump look bad about it. But I've already seen information from the lawyers of the victims from the Epstein situation say that Donald Trump years ago, was an informant for them basically, and, talked to them and gave them information that helped them out. So, them trying to act like they care about this Epstein situation, for me, that's what makes everything weak. Plus, they had it for 4 years. They had it for 4 years before Donald Trump got back in. So I don't know. It's weird, man. All of this shit is weird. But what you expect, man? You expect now all of a sudden for government to tell you the truth. That's why I said I don't fuck with government. I just don't. I don't trust none of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust nobody that makes me pay for fucking electricity, water, heat, any of that shit. Any of the essentials. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with them. Fuck them. Anybody who taxes me, I go to work hard just to get my check and see that they done took motherfucking $500-$600 from me. Fuck them. Fuck them all. You know what I'm saying? But yo, this your boy SL550. This is the N.G.L.A. podcast, man. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.